Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon all of you. I welcome everybody to this new English lesson. Today we are reading, doing some reading, and the title of today's reading is Against the Odds. This lesson was prepared by Mr. Turki Al-Fafi, and it is presented to you by me, Mu'tasim Nadim. The goals of today's reading are: 1. Students will be able to read fluently, and students will be enriched with new knowledge and new vocabulary words. Introduction. You are extraordinary. Yes, you are. She was the type of a girl who made ordinary things extraordinary. The board is still white. Log out and back in. Hold on. Okay, Mr. Walid, since that you're here, I was just being accompanied by a student called Aya, and she complained that she can't see anything on the board. She only sees a whiteboard. Does this also happen to you? She's back again. So can you see the content, Aya, now? Okay, better. Okay, that's good. Okay, the title of okay, maybe one of the attendants has some audio or video problems, but can you hear me, or what problem do you have? Can you hear me well, or you can't see the content on the board? Okay, is everything good now? Okay, good. The title of today's reading is Against the Odds. Do you have any idea what this title means? What do we mean by odds and being against them, against the odds? Any idea? Like, not exactly normal, a little weird. Yes, odds means not normal or weird, and when you are against the odds, that means you are doing something that is highly will not succeed. The possibilities of you being successful is very low because you're doing this against the odds. It's pretty much like this guy. Look at this guy pulling the rope against, look how many. We have like 5 strong men. Yes, hello Hiba. If you see the picture, 5 strong men are pulling the rope, and on the second team we have only one skinny guy, so the odds are very high. He will likely more to lose. By the way, do you know the name of this game these guys are playing? Okay, we call it tug war. Let me type it for you. It's tug war. Tug war. Yeah, I know in Arabic we call it rope pulling, but in English they call it tug war. So one guy against 5 strong men, it's almost impossible to win. Okay, language builder, a warm up. The phrase against all odds is often used in English to describe something that succeeded under impossible circumstances. For example, they were able to escape the deserted island against all odds. Okay, that's the meaning of against the odds. For example, It's pretty much like the previous picture. One man trying to pull 5. So if he succeeds, that means he was able to pull something off against the odds. The phrase shorten the odds means to make something more likely to happen. For example, when the all-star player joined our team, it shortened the odds that we would become the league champions. Okay, shorten the odds means like when you make things more possible than impossible. When you hire very good players in your team, and when you are playing or having a football match and you hire very good players, they shorten the odds and they make it more possible for your team to win the contest or the league that you are joining. Okay, now we have many reading passages today. Before we begin, I would like you to write these 2 questions down and try to find the answers to these questions in the following reading passage. Question 1, what fell out of a window? Question 2, how many times did it fall out of the window? In a moment we will start a reading passage, and I want you to search for answers to these 2 questions. Okay? What fell out of a window? How many times did it fall out of a window? Okay, beware of falling babies. Before we begin, I'd like you to do one more thing. In a piece of paper, just write down any difficult word that you would like to discuss after we finish reading this passage, okay? In a piece of paper, any paper that you don't know what it means or you want to discuss it, just write it down. Okay, good. We're good to go. Beware of falling babies. One spring day in 1937, the lives of a street sweeper named Joseph Figlock and a 1-year-old baby were brought together in a most unusual way. As Figlock was walking down a Chicago street, a baby from a 4th-story window, sorry, I missed the word fill. I'll repeat from Chicago. As Figlock was walking down a Chicago street, a baby fell from a 4th-story window and landed on him. Fortunately, Figlock broke the fall and the baby was not injured. A year later, while passing by the same building, the same baby fell out of the same window and landed on Mr. Figlock once again. Both the baby and Mr. Figlock escaped unharmed. Now, have you underlined or highlighted any words that are difficult for you and you would like to discuss? Well, not really. Okay, that's good. How about Hiba? Is there any? Was an easy one. Okay, good. Good. One word that I would like to ask you about, I want to make sure that you know what it means. In line number 3, a baby fell from a 4th-story window. Do you know the meaning of 4th-story window? What does it mean? Yeah, exactly. Like when you have a high building, consists of many floors, like floor 1, floor 2. 4th-story window, that means not 1st floor, not 2nd, 4th floor. Okay, good. Did you get the answers of the questions I gave you? Sorry, these are not the questions. Let me move back. Yeah, these are the questions. What fell out of a window? A baby fell down. Good. Hiba? I want you to answer and fill down twice. Or you answered question 2 as well. I was hoping that Hiba could answer the second. Okay, she did. Yeah, how many times did the baby fall? It fell 2 times. That's excellent. Now we can move on to the next reading passage. Again, 2 questions that I would like you to answer after you read the passage. What was fatal? Do you know the meaning of fatal? What does fatal mean? Okay, any idea about the word fatal? Okay, it means deadly. No, not fate, fatal. Fatal. Okay, deadly. It makes people die. When you make, well, if there is, or if something is fatal, it's deadly. It kills people. Okay, that's question 1. What was fatal? 2, if something is fatal, is it good or bad? Yeah, it's probably bad, since that it causes death to people. Yeah, definitely bad. Even without reading the passage, we can tell that it's bad. Okay, the reading passage. The fatal kimono. Do you know what a kimono is? Before we start reading the passage. Fatal kimono. Look, can you see the picture I'm showing? That's a kimono. It's a dress that Japanese ladies put on. Okay? That's a kimono. So we're reading about fatal kimono, and could a kimono be deadly? Let's find out. One of the most famous kimonos in Japanese history is one that in the 17th century was owned successively by 3 teenage girls. I said like a yukata. I don't know what a yukata is actually. Is it another Japanese dress or something? That is another word for it. Okay, okay. Thank you for the useful information, Aya. Thank you. We continue. Each time one of the girls inherited the kimono, she would die before she had the chance to wear it. The kimono was believed to be so harmful that in 1657 a Japanese official decided to burn it in order to destroy the kimono forever. As the kimono burned, a wind blew the flame and spread the fire, which quickly burned out of control. Eventually, this fire spread through most of Tokyo, destroying 300 public places, 500 palaces, 9,000 shops, 61 bridges, and killing 100,000 people. Can you believe this? All this happened from a kimono? Yeah, sound very weird. This is why the title is Against the Odds. Wow. Okay, any words that you would like to ask about? Inherited. Okay, look, when someone dies, all the properties he has, uh, all the stuff that he owns are passed to his sons and brothers and his family. That's inheriting. When you inherit something, you take it from someone who died. Did you get it? Or shall I explain some more? Exactly. Yes, when someone dies, he leaves everything behind, right? His family, sons, daughters, they take all his stuff. Okay, that's inheriting. Any other words? Okay, good. Did you get the answers of the 2 questions I gave you? Let me get back to the question. Yeah. What was fatal? The answer of number 1 is I'm not asking about the meaning of fatal. In the reading that we just had, what was fatal? The kimono, exactly, the dress, the Japanese dress. Every time a girl inherits this dress, she dies before even wearing it. And even when one of the Japanese officials decided to burn this dress, well, actually, even something more horrible happened. Many people died and shops were burned, palaces. Unbelievable. Okay, we move on to the next reading passage. And before we start the reading, I'll give you the 2 questions related to this reading. Question 1, what happened to Edwin Robinson? Did he die? That's question 2. What happened to him and did he die? Okay, back to the reading passage again. You can see if you have any words that you don't know what they mean. We can discuss them later. Okay, struck by lightning. In 1971, a truck driver named Edwin Robinson was in a road accident. The head injury he suffered left him blind and deaf. Nearly 10 years later, on the 6th of June 1980, while looking for his pet chicken during a thunderstorm, he was struck by lightning. Robinson later recalled that it felt as if somebody had cracked a whip over my head. He was hit so hard that he was unconscious for 20 minutes. After regaining consciousness, he suddenly realized that he could see and hear again. And to make the story even more incredible, after decades of being bald, several weeks later, the delighted Robinson started to grow hair again. It's another weird story. Can you believe that? Okay, any words that you would like to discuss? Okay, Hiba, any words? Okay, good. Good. All clear. Okay, let's get back to the 2 questions I asked. What happened to Edwin Robinson? Either one of you can answer. He lost his sight and hearing then got them back. Well, actually, yes, Hiba, that's right. You summarized the story incredibly in almost 1.5 line. Yes, exactly. The story is about a guy who lost sight and hearing ability, and then he got them back. I said he got in a car accident, and that's how he lost his hearing and seeing ability and became deaf and blind. Exactly. And then he got them back by a thunderstorm. Then got them back after getting hit by a thunder lightning. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well done. Another reading passage. And no, he didn't die. Yes, thank you. I forgot about question 2. Did he die? And thank you for reminding us about the second question. The question was, did he die? No, he didn't die. And one more strange thing happened, is that he started to grow hair again on his head after he was struck by lightning. Oh yes, that's something that we forgot to mention. His hair started growing back. He was bald actually, even before the car accident. He was bald, no hair on the head, but after the lightning, hair started growing again. Yeah, they mentioned he was bald for decades. Decades means tens of years. Okay, two questions for another reading passage. Who looked alike? Do you know the meaning of look alike? For example, when we have two twin sisters, they probably look alike. They look alike. Yeah, like twins. They look like each other. Okay, question 1. Who looked alike? Question 2. What happened to these men? Let's find out. Double Trouble is the title of this reading passage. On the 28th of July, year 1900, King Umberto I of Italy was seated in a small restaurant when the owner came to take his order. The king and his advisor were astounded. The man looked identical to the king. After taking a few minutes to appreciate their striking resemblance, the men began talking and found a number of other odd similarities. Both men were named Umberto. Both were born on the same day in the same city, and both were married to a woman named Margherita. The following day, the king was informed that the restaurant owner had been killed that morning in a mysterious shooting accident. Minutes after hearing this news, while climbing into his carriage, the king was assassinated. Okay, another weird story. Any words that you don't know what they mean? So are they actually twins, or, well, actually, I'm not quite sure, but I don't think that they were twins. But the similarities that they had, they were born the same day, the same city, and they looked alike. But it's not mentioned that they actually brothers. But well, what's really weird is that they both even married the same woman. Not the same. Sorry, their wives had the same names, but two different women, of course. But both wives had the same name. They both their names were Margherita. Does astounded mean like shocked? Yes, exactly, or surprised. Exactly. Astounded means shocked or surprised. And I believe that you were able to figure out the meaning through reading the whole sentence, and you just tried to figure it out, and you did that uh, perfectly by the sentence. Yeah, by the sentence. That's what I was thinking. You were able to figure out the meaning by reading the sentence. And what does carriage mean? Carriage? What's that? Tabut? No, no. Actually, look, nowadays we drive cars, right? We have cars, buses, but this story is old, long time ago. In that time, they used to have carriages. Carriages is like a car that is pulled by horses. Okay? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like a car with four wheels, and there's a chamber where people get inside the chamber, and the whole thing, the chamber and the wheels are pulled by two horses or sometimes four or more, like a wagon. Yeah, good. That's a carriage. Did you get it? The one who asked was I forgot who asked the question. Okay, yeah, Hiba was the one who asked the question. Yes, that's good. Any more words? Hiba, any more? Okay, good. Well, we get back to our two questions. No, not this one. Yeah, this one. Who looked alike? I will give you this so you can see the name. Who looked alike? Yeah, two people were named Umbertos, and one of them was what? And the other was what? The king and the advisor. Well, actually, King Umberto and the owner. Yes, actually, the advisor was just someone with the king, but the two who were looked alike were the owner of the restaurant and the king. But the advisor, the king's advisor, did not look similar to them. That's totally fine, Aya. Okay, the king and the owner of the restaurant. That's the answer for question one. What happened to these men? What happened to these two men? The owner got shot, that's right. No, just the owner died. Well, actually, no, not just the owner. They both died the same day. Not the same moment, but the same day. Both Umbertos died. Yes, well, actually, what happened to them, I don't know if they mean by the question what happened in the end. Yeah, in the end, they both died, but actually what happened during their lives is something unusual. They both married a woman named Margarita. They both died the same day. They both were born the same day in the same city. That's weird. Yeah, all these things happened to them. Okay, well done. We move on. Okay, these were all the reading passages for today, and now we have some exercises based on the reading passages that we have just done. The first exercise is for new vocabulary words that we have learned. You have 6 vocabulary words in the box, and you have to use them to fill the blanks. The words are assassinated, delighted, striking. Okay, I gave an answer to the first blank, resemblance. The resemblance between Juan and his brother is incredible. They could pass for twins. Okay, both of you answered resemblance. Okay, look, from this time on, I want Aya to answer number 2, Hiba is to answer number 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, I will answer number 2. But before you do that, can you define the word resemblance? Give us a meaning or a definition. We prefer if we could alike. They look alike. Thank you, Aya. Okay, Aya, you answer number 2, and then Hiba, you answer number 3. 2. Two, astounded. Yeah, excellent, excellent. We were astounded by the news that they were leaving the country. We were astounded by the news that they were leaving the country. And Aya, can you give us a definition or meaning for the word astounded? I believe, I think that you are the one who had defined. Yeah, I think that you were the one who said like shocked or amazed. Yeah, shocked, exactly right. Yes, you are the one who was able to figure out the meaning by just reading the sentence. Hiba, it's your turn. 3. You have 4 remaining words, and you have 1 blank in number 3. It's successively. Their letters became successively shorter and shorter until finally they stopped writing to each other. No, successively is 100% correct answer, successively. Hiba, can you define the word successively? like the Japanese ladies or girls who inherited the dress successively. What does that mean? Successively. If you don't know the exact meaning, you can just make a guess. We'll see if it's right. And it will be also nice if you could use English. However, if you couldn't, then that's fine. Like one following another, that's exactly right. Well done, Hiba. Successively means one following another. Like 3 in a row, I could say successively. That's excellent. We're not done yet. Now we have sentences from 4 to 6. 3 words are down, 3 to go. Yeah, your turn. Exactly. Yeah, you were commenting on Hiba's answer. Okay, 4. Can you answer 4? Striking. I was striking to get the news. Not really. Think again. You have 3 possible words. Maybe you were trying to answer 5 or 6, but actually we are still at 4. Delighted is the correct answer. Well done, Aya. Can you please define delighted? When you are delighted, how do you feel? Pleased or happy, exactly. When you are delighted, you are pleased, you are happy. I was delighted to get the news that I had been accepted into my first choice college. He applied for colleges and his first choice was given to him, so he was feeling delighted. Hiba, 5. Striking. Uh, not really. If it's not striking, then it's what? Astounded. Well, astounded and striking have similar meanings, but it's assassinated. Yes, well, actually, this is the only remaining word. If it's not astounded, then it's assassinated. Hiba, can you guess the meaning of assassinated? Like the king in the previous story, the king was assassinated. What does that mean? If you don't know, I can give you some hints. Murdered, exactly. People like kings, they could be murdered, but normally they are assassinated. The difference between when you murder somebody and when you assassinate, you assassinate because kings normally have guards. Nobody is allowed near kings, right? So somebody has got to sneak in secretly and murder and kill the king. So that's what we call assassination. Okay? So assassinate, I'll read. Their heir to the Austro-Hungarian thrones was assassinated in 1914. This was thought to be the first in a series of events that led to World War I. And the last one, of course, striking. That black and white photograph is so striking, I can't stop looking at it. Can you please define striking, Aya? Like grabs attention, exactly. Yeah, this guy cannot stop staring at the photograph because it was very attractive. Okay, nice. We have another exercise, I believe. Here are the answers in case you missed them. 1 is resemblance. 2, astounded. 3. Successively. 4. Delighted. 5. Assassinated. And 6. Striking. Okay? Okay, one last exercise. This is the last one. And then we give you the summary of today's lesson. Comprehension questions. 1. This one, it's Hiba's turn. Hiba, how did Joseph Figlock save a baby twice? This was from the first reading passage. Remember the baby who fell down a window? He just got in his way, so the baby fell on him. That's exactly right. So he did not mean to save the baby. It was destiny. He was sweeping the street in the same exact spot where the baby fell. So instead of hitting the floor, the baby hit the man who was sweeping. That's excellent, Hiba. Aya. 2. Why did a Japanese official from the 17th century decided to burn a certain kimono? Because she believed, okay, maybe she was a woman, we don't know. We just know that he or she was a Japanese official because she believed it brought bad luck or something like that, something like that. So she wanted to stop it. Yeah, that's exactly right. 3 women died before this official decided to burn the kimono. So yeah, she thought, or he thought, I don't know, when I read the story, it came to my mind that he was a guy, but we don't know, maybe she was a girl or a lady. Yeah, I know the kimono is worn by women, but the Japanese official is not one of the girls or women who wanted to wear the kimono. I know that kimono is worn by women, but the decision was made by Japanese. It could be a woman. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but we cannot tell for sure. Okay. 4. Hiba. How did Edwin Robinson's life? Oh, sorry. We haven't got much time left. Well, actually, these are the last few questions that we'll have to answer. Hiba, they say that the whole city got burned after it. Is this still the answer of number 3? They say that the whole city. What happened when the kimono was burned? Oh, she's answering 3. They say that the whole city got burned after it. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened. Even worse things happened. Maybe they should have put the kimono inside a box, and they put the box inside another box, and they just throw it in the ocean, and maybe that will have maybe that will cause a tsunami or something. Aya. 4. How did Edwin Robinson's life change after he was struck by lightning? He got his sight back and started growing hair. That's exactly right. And Hiba. 5. When King Umberto I and the restaurant owner met, what similarities did they find they shared? They shared many similarities. Wives. Well, actually, that's with a V. Hiba. Look. In English we say 1 wife with an F, 2 wives. Yes, exactly. Just like I typed. So they shared wives' names, uh, date of birth, and place of birth as well. They were born the same day, the same place, the same city. Not necessarily the same place, the same city, I mean. Okay. Okay, here are the answers. Okay, today we started discussion about meaning of against the odds, which is something extraordinary, not normal. And then we applied listening and read along to quote the new information and vocabularies. We participated to read and discuss the question followed by, and we answered the questions that are related to the main topic. Thanks for the lesson. It was very interesting. Yeah. Thank you very much. I had really great fun with you and Hiba. Thank you for joining me today. By the way, Mr. Nadeem, I and Hiba are some of the best students in Drop School. So let's all thank them from our hearts for their nice work, and Allah to bless them and always protect them. Yes, well, it was very obvious that they are very distinguished. MashaAllah, they were able to keep up, and it seems that they're very rich in vocabulary, and yeah, God bless them. Okay, thank you everybody. We have only got like 1.5 minutes. If you have any questions, I'm all ears. Okay, Hiba, any questions? Okay, you're welcome, Hiba. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And goodbye. Take care. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Take care.